creatures of the night? It's your girl, Tati. Let's talk about Ring of Honor. I will be posting pictures and videos from the taping. So I did go to this taping, and I will be going on Sunday to more tapings of Ring of Honor after I go to Collision on Saturday. Your girl been busy at these shows. But all good things come to an end. Next weekend will be the last show that they have in Arlington, Texas. So I'll be at the Collision for next Saturday. And to be honest, I'm still like in the mood to be going to shows. Like, I could do this shit every fucking weekend. I'll be totally cool with it. I will also be going to Nigel McGuinness' Magic Show next Friday. So that's going to be a cool experience. I've always heard him talk about it, but I've actually never gone. So can't wait to go. But in the meantime, let's talk about Ring of Honor. We actually had about an hour and like 45 minutes show, which is good. And this is what I was saying, that I didn't want to be, too critical of Ring of Honor, because I felt like with the tapings that they were actually trying to make a difference. Instead of us seeing like 30, 40-minute shows, they doing these tapings so that they can give bigger shows. And it's actually working, in my opinion, in terms of seeing more, having more longer matches, and not having to worry about taping around Collision, because they have their own dedicated time to tape whatever they need for Ring of Honor. We did start off with Dustin Rhodes teaming up with Sammy Guevara. They got a little story going on with Dark Order. And I have to say, this is definitely one of the best matches. And it's not just because of Dustin and Sammy. Like, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, they put their best foot forward. And they really gave a great match. Right now, I really do feel like they're stuck in this gimmick thing that they're doing with this, keeping the whole Dark Order thing alive. And really, every other week, they're either babyfaces or heels, and it feels a little bit strange. But regardless of what they are this week, they actually gave a really great match. Sammy, Dustin, I think they had good chemistry together, but obviously John and Alex had better chemistry since they've been together for the longest, and it was so great. Even Uno, who looks like he's definitely going through a divorce, gets involved into this match. He's not in it. He wasn't even out there when his, other two group mates came out, and he just ended up coming out in the middle of the match with a steel chair and hitting Dustin with it, and Dustin ended up chasing him out through the crowd. Now, Evil Uno leaves, and Sammy's alone for a little bit. And, it's looking pretty obvious here. Sammy has just returned, and he's looking to be under the good graces of the fans. I think he's been well received so far. He's teaming up with Dustin, and Dustin is the ultimate babyface. Now, if this would have been them pairing him up with Chris Jericho for the billionth time, I don't think he would have been as cheered as he is right now. Really great matchup. It was funny to see Dustin attempt to do somewhat of a spinneroonie or whatnot in the ring. It didn't go well, but hey, he gave us half of a spinneroonie, so whatever, we'll take it. Dustin and Sammy ends up taking the win. It does kind of seem like this little storyline with the Dark Order may not be over. I don't know where it's going at this point. You remember, they just had their pay-per-view where, Dustin and the Von Erichs won the six-man tag titles. It will be until December before we get another Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So they have enough time to cook up something in terms of a storyline. And people are already seeing, for whatever reason, that Sammy, due to his track record, is probably going to turn his back on Dustin Rhodes. Backstage, we do have our minion overlord, Athena, who snatches up her title when Billy Starks start looking at it. And she told Billy Starks that she is demoting her, taking away her MIT diploma. She's no longer had graduated. Now she's back to being a minion in training. She's talking about how Billy Stark should aim to be at the top of the mountain with her and Lexi Nair, of all people, who doesn't really do anything but obviously help Athena cheat to retain her title. And it's really interesting because it does kind of feel like there's definitely some tension between the two of them. And if they keep this going where I think it's going, it might end up having Athena versus Billy again at Final Battle, but for this year. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know, Billy might take the title, not sure. But they get interrupted by Red Velvet and Queen Aminata. And they're just like, hey, we tired of your damn games. So we talked to the board of director, which is Paul White. And he said that we get to have a tag team match with the two of you guys. So y'all can't dodge us anymore. And for the main event, we'll have all four of these girls in the ring. But in the meantime, we do have up next Taya Valkyrie versus Hyan. And this was okay. It was okay. Nothing to, get your panties all in a bunch about. I was hoping to see a lot more. It was a slightly longer squash. I don't know. I didn't really care too much for this. Taya ends up taking the win. I do feel like even though I'm seeing improvements with the show, if you having time to dedicate to do just Ring of Honor tapings, I do feel like less squash matches will probably be the best way to go in the future. Up next, we do have Melissa Santos. She is interviewing Gift Garrison and Maria. Maria is holding Serpentico's mask for whatever reason still. And they were just about to ask about Cole Carter. Cole Carter recently had surgery. Damn, I forgot where he had surgery at. But he recently had surgery, so he's going to be missing in action for a while. And I'm just like, that really does sucks for Cole. I hope he gets better. But it's just still an opportunity to keep lifting Griff Garrison. And just when I'm thinking that, here comes Serpentico and Angelico and them abs. Oh, boy, I see you, boy. Serpentico says one more match, and if I win, I get my mask back. And I was like, okay, fine, sure, if you win, you get your mask back, but if you lose, you have to take the mask that you have on off and never put a mask back on again. So we're getting these two guys again in the ring. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, and probably what was the best match of the night, we had the Infantry versus the Kingdom. This was such a high energy match. Every time the Infantry comes out, they give you energy. And I just want to say this. A lot of the shows that I've gone to, they end up trying to hype up the crowd before the shows or even after the shows too. Like for Collision and even Ring of Honor, they will constantly bring out the Infantry, and the Infantry is always hyping up the crowd. They're really good feel people that have really great vibes. So they're always out trying to get the crowd hyped up or whatever. And every time they come out to the ring, it's always a good time. They're really tremendous wrestlers. Trisha Dora also comes out with them as well. They're the baby faces, so it's not like Trish's going to help them win or whatever. But she's ringside looking pretty, and I think that's enough. The Infantry, they seemed really close to winning that title, okay? We did have a little bit of miscommunication between Matt Taven and Mike Bennett in the match, but they still prevailed and ended up retaining the title. I really, really do feel like we have something really special with the Infantry. I would love to see them win the titles, but I can't say I'm ready for the Infantry to, the Kingdom to lose their titles just yet. Maybe a little bit longer. Like I said, the next pay-per-view will be in December, so there is enough time to cook up storylines and build some of these teams up before considering moving on to another team winning the tag titles. I really do enjoy what these guys put together, and watching it live and just drooling over these guys in the ring. Absolutely loved it. Really great match. So if you missed the show and you want to check something out from it, this is definitely one of the best matches that I've seen these past few weeks. All right, now after this, we had Brooke Havoc versus Rachel Ellerin. Y'all know how I feel about Rachel Ellerin. Boring. Just boring. Her and Brooke, their match was okay. At first the crowd was really quiet. There was like 3 fans of Rachel in there, and I was just like, oh, okay, y'all do exist. Okay, cool. I feel like she's really trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to say something nice, but I just don't feel it yet. Like, later on in the night, she does end up talking about how, she is feeling something inside her. She's here in Ring of Honor. It feels like home to her, and she wants to make a difference. And, be a big key player here. And I'm just like, okay, boo, if you really want that, where's the personality? You're gonna have to give us a little bit more personality. And in this match, I'm just not seeing it. I did enjoy Brooke. She's more of my style. She got that punk style that I really do like. She ends up having a bloody nose throughout this match, and she falls short in terms of a win. And Rachel wins, and I clamped out of just being nice or whatever. But I'm bored as fuck. I just don't like it. Now, when Rachel did do her little promo earlier, if you want to call it that, our girl Harley Cameron come out there. And then Harley, she came out there during Rachel Ellerin talking, right? And then she goes, "Oh, this is Ring of Honor. I thought this was a little 5-year-old birthday party." I was about to start dying laughing. And then she's like, "Oh, let me just give you a suggestion. All that you got going on, get rid of it." And I was just like, you know what, Harley, you are fucking right. Get rid of all that shit you got going on right now, and just start all over and get a personality. Sorry to be, a little harsh, but girl, it's not working. Now after this, we do have Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty backstage, and long story short, they say that Top Flight have been playing games, and they've been in this company for the longest, and they got nothing to show for it. And let's be honest, it's true. They're not lying about that. Now, Lee Moriarty decides to challenge Action Andretti for the Pure title to prove which one of these motherfuckers are better than each other. And we'll be getting that match at some point between those two guys. After this, we have tag team action with my boys, the Outrunners, and they come out with Erica Lee. If anybody been wondering what the young lady name is that comes out with them now, her name is Erica. And they went against some local talent. I can't remember their names, but this was short but sweet, and it was interesting to be like, oh, the match is quick. The match was over kind of quick in comparison to other matches that the Outrunners are in, because they're usually on the losing end. They end up taking the win, which didn't surprise me because they're going against local talent. If you guys didn't see the Outrunners episode on AEW this past weekend, go ahead and check it out on YouTube. Those guys are freaking hilarious. I think I love them even more. Up next, we have Tony Nese. Lord have mercy, Tony Nese. You know what, Tony Nese? I don't care. Call me fat. Call me whatever you want. Whatever you call in the crowd, I don't care. As long as I can stare at you all day. This man is beautiful in person. Oh my God, all those abs. Love it. Absolutely love it. He is going against Ishii, and I'm just like, oh God. Ishii, I gotta give it to you, bruv. You've been out here on damn near every show. I think we've seen you on Dynamite. I think we've seen you on Rampage, Collision, Ring of Honor. This guy say, hey, they're busy over there in New Japan with the G1. I got to come to the U.S. and get some checks. And Tony Khan is cashing them checks. Now, this was an interesting match. To be honest, I'm not going to lie. I see these two names together and I'm just like, oh, I don't really care. But it was still a great matchup. Sort of easy win for Ishii here. Obviously, we got Ari Daivari, who is outside helping Tony Nese. And then we have Mark Sterling, who, yes, he puts his nose in Ishii's business and end up getting hurt in the ring. But Mark Sterling don't do anything to hurt anybody. He's an innocent man. Matter of fact, he's a lawyer. So Ishii, if I were you, I'd lawyer up too. Like I said, this was more on the short side, still pretty entertaining. Ishii takes the win. Honestly, I just want to see a show where all the heels fucking win. Just all of them. That would be a good time, at least for me. Up next, we had Johnny TV versus Fuego del Sol. We did have our girl, Taya Valkyrie with Johnny. I'm not going to lie. At first, I was excited to see this, but I didn't feel like it delivered as much as I wanted it to. I'm going to be real with you. Like, being there, Johnny TV was probably one of the wrestlers I've seen the most throughout these past few weeks that I've been going to the shows. He looked really tired. He really did. I think that might have been the last match I saw him do. And a few of us that was sitting together were like, he looks really, really tired. when he had like a moment outside of the ring to get a breather, one of the guys was like, "Damn, Johnny, you look really tired. You've been literally on almost every show that we've been to here in Texas." And he's like, "Yeah, got to put in that work." And I'm just like, damn, I could see the pros and cons of doing these tapings where it's like, all right, y'all getting them out the way now when you guys do these tapings. But then again, some of these tapings, you're seeing some of these wrestlers back to back having matches. And it's like, they're pretty tired. They're going out there trying to give the best that they can. But they put in a lot of work. This is wrestling. It's not easy to keep putting your body out there. And then several times in one day too, I can understand why he would be tired. And for that reason, I just didn't enjoy this match as much as I thought they would have cooked together. They have that same high-flying type style that's similar, and it just didn't deliver as much as I wanted to. Hopefully in the future, we'll end up seeing these two again in the ring, but much better. Johnny TV takes the win. Fuego, we'll probably see you next week. All right, so we had our main event, and I do want to mention this. I went to 2 sessions of Ring of Honor taping. The whole thing was about 8 to 9 hours total because they did take a break. And every match that I have seen from that day were not in last week's episode or this week's episode. So I'm thinking they have taken 3 episodes out of that one day from last week that I went to. So I think that's the route that they went with. They probably filmed what is equal to 3 episodes. Since some of the things that they had promos for on tonight's show, they already did have those matches. So they'll be on the next episode of Ring of Honor. And like I said, without them having to worry about Collision and people running to go home after Collision, them doing tapings like this, I think is a really, really great job. Now, our main event, we do have Red Velvet and Queen Aminata teaming up to go against Billie Starkz and Athena. Another really great match, a great way to end off the show. And I have to say, Red Velvet, Queen Aminata made a really great team. They had really great chemistry. And it made me feel for a second like, damn, if we had like a women's tag division, this would be so fucking awesome. I thought that their chemistry was very, very good. Obviously, Billie Starkz and Athena has had some, matches together where they tag, so they had good chemistry too. But this was all about Lexi Nair being out there and making sure Athena takes the win once again. Aside from the cheating and everything, I think the match went really, really well. And if they didn't cheat to win, I think that Queen Aminata and Red Velvet would have most likely taken the win, and it would have just seemed justified because they did a really great job. However, Lexi Nair, she takes the microphone, she gives it to Athena. Athena is about to knock Queen Aminata within the head, but then referee sees it, and the referee's like, wait, what's going on here? Athena, Queen Aminata, they're fighting back and forth to take the microphone, and while that's going on, Lexi gives Billie Starkz one of the titles. I don't know if it's Red Velvet's or if it's Athena's title, and she ends up taking it and hit not Red Velvet. Did I say Red Velvet? Lexi Nair takes the title, gives it to Billie Starkz, and she hits a Red Velvet, who was actually the legal person in this match, and ends up pinning her for the win. And they ran out of there because they knew that if Queen Aminata and Red Velvet would have get their hands on them after cheating, it would have been a huge deal. Now, I'll say this. After the match, Lexi and Athena are, happy, and they're hugging and holding hands while Billie Starkz is just there. She's just there. And they're not paying any attention to her. I see where this is going. I kind of am not sure if I want to see Athena and Billie again. If that's the route that they're going, I'm not surprised, but I have to see how it plays out. It has to be better than what it was last year when they played out that storyline. So we'll see what ends up happening. A good episode of Ring of Honor. I did slightly like the last one better. Now, the way they taped the shows, last week I did say it was in order, but when I look back at all the pictures and videos, I realized, hey, this shit is not in order and how they taped it. So it was interesting to see how they actually put things together in terms of a show, and I think they did a great job. I do see the improvements with them doing the tapings, and I hope this is something that Tony Khan can continue to do in the long run, because I think that might be something that will help Ring of Honor in the future. Guys, that's my review for Ring of Honor. I will be back with a review on Rampage. I won't be doing a watch along for Collision since I'll be at the show, but I'll still give you guys the review, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.